I don't know if that's level. Better. I can now start believing that we're live. So I'll say, indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here again on a Wednesday. You know what that means? It means we should be dancing. I have been having a hard time with my interwebs, trying to get myself all connected, but we seem to have succeeded at going live. I'm gonna check something. I'm gonna check. Yeah, seems like we're live. Are we live? Is this what live is? Doesn't really instill a lot of confidence in me to be completely honest. Uh, okay, no, I'm back. It is in fact live. I'm sorry. As soon as you have like weird internet stuff, like it creates this deep-seated distrust in you for whether or not it is actually working. I'm gonna trust. I'm thinking that it is in fact working. So I can stop spazzing about it. Can open this for some music. Been listening to some Wowza. His name be Wowza. He's a German. Cool. I'm only seeing that now. Part of me wants to hit the randomize button. Even though this song doesn't seem necessarily very light. It seems very relatable. It's called Original Prankster. Ah, it just stops. Yeah. The internet is still not perfect. Yeah, this is pain. This is some serious painfulness. It's gonna start playing now any second. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's something like wrong with our power as well. Like that's definitely a part of it. I don't know if you can hear this. This fan is spinning slower and faster by the power that's coming into it. Yeah, this thing is not gonna work. It's not gonna work at all. I'm gonna have to draw something. Oh, I think my internet died. It's non-existent here for me. I'm still live here at least. Hey, Kiefer, your stream is not running on Twitch for some reason. Yeah, the Twitch didn't want to work at first. Come through Germany. Bro, they sound like an electronic version of The Offspring. I think that definitely was a bootleg. So it was kind of supposed to sound like that. But he does do bootleg kind of musics. Whoa. I am suffering. No. This is pain. I'm gonna try and figure something out. It just connected to the main star ring. Maybe this will be enough. I'm gonna check something anyway. Give me 1 second. I don't know if I... Yeah, that thing is not on. Interim string. And I'm very sure that that is not its charger, but it used to be plugged in. If I plug this in, I check this again. I'm giving you a verse by verse. Yeah, no, that thing is still very dead. Well, I don't know what that's about. And I don't want to deal with it right now. I'm just gonna pretend that problem doesn't exist. So, if you're curious, while I'm trying to troubleshoot, there is a repeater in the form of a old Wi-Fi router on the fridge. And it's supposed to duplicate the Wi-Fi signal and propagate it so it has more range. However, it's not doing that. And by checking to see if it has power, it doesn't. No matter which of the things are plugged in. And I can literally hear this fan. There's some fucking weirdness going on. Oh, what's wrong with you electricities? Come on, electricity. Come on. Don't be like this electrosymmetry. You ain't got to be like this. I'm gonna hit this randomize button. A world ablaze, it's called. Sounds melt related enough, huh? Yeah, it's working though. That's good. We count our blessings. Our tech does not like fluctuations like that. The speaker was fine. It's running on batteries at least. It's just, I think, the Wi-Fi signal. I want to give this a caveat as well. I don't know any of these tracks. They're all new to me. I know Wowza. I have some of his tracks played, but I don't know most of them. I'm expecting doofs though. In the middle of fire. Admittedly, I have been thinking about Pippi a lot today, and it's big Sag in my heart. But I don't know if these tracks have been good. And I don't know if I need to blame the tracks or I need to blame myself for not feeling like it. Let's try a Kova track. Also a new one. Very Africa vibes, it seems. 1.5 minutes of build. This is the 1.5 minute mark. Yeah, a lot. No. Okay. I'm convinced. That was fun. All right. I love the way it goes to me. My body's moving to the beat. This is like a mini set. It's way too long. Let's see if the first drop is good though. I have an idea it's gonna be. Gong, 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 gong. Yeah. That's fun. We'll dance until we can't anymore. My body feels like it's eating itself. I wanna see you drop to the beat in the club. I wanna see you stop when your feet turn up. I wanna see you drop when it goes to your shot. I wanna see you stop when your feet turn up. I don't know what you friends call it in English, but we have this word in Afrikaans called multstiek. Multstiek is when you have that sharp stinging pain in your gut when you're running or exercising, especially the cardio heavy stuff. I'm getting wrecked right now. Knives. Feels like they're embedded inside of me. I'll dance anyway. Think you can stop me, knives? I do know this beat, and it's a good one. But the whole slapping like bitch up, I don't know about that so much. You want to hear the drop? I'll let you hear the drop, and then we'll skip to the next one. Nice. Like this. Next beat waves. Oh, it's gonna take a second to load. I actually appreciate the chance to breathe. Woo! All of the tire just caught up with me. But I paused it. And we don't let me step up in the next line. This beat isn't gripping me. Next beat waves. Same kind of. Last one. Last one. I'll hold on to you. Let's see. They're gonna change it up a bunch now. Totally. It's gonna be good. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. One more. Ew. All right. That's it. That's it. There it goes. Final beat waves. There she goes. I know it sounded like there was going to be more, but alas. Oh, it's like, can you do that thing where we don't do anything? Please. I just want to breathe. I just want to breathe. I want to breathe, boss. Please. Let us breathe. Fine. You can freaking breathe some. Hey, I see Jovan and Kristen. Selena too. Kunzeller, BMWs. We got the Dream Tooth and the Kiefer too, of course. Internet is interesting. All that it is. And we are now, by such definitions, part of the interwebs. You can see the amount of moisture my body produced. My hair is like, oh hey, we must be next to the ocean. That's what's happening right now, right? Maximum curl-o-matic. All of my hair. Yeah, fine. Fine. I'm tired. I'm not that out of breath, to be completely honest. Like, I thought I was going to be huffing and puffing as soon as I sat down, but I feel pretty stable. I was having this internal battle today, I was wondering to myself whether or not I wanted to do keto or if I wanted to drink an energy drink before I started dancing. It would have 20 grams of sugar in it, which technically would be under my limit for breaking ketosis. And I was thinking to myself that surely, if I'm going to be dancing, I'll burn off 20 grams of sugar in seconds. You watched me go? Just broke myself a place to put my feet down. Oh, nice. This is real nice. Thank you, myself. You're welcome, me. Yeah. But I opted not to. And one of the benefits of ketosis is the fact that your body processes oxygen. Oxygen? Yes. Oxygen a little bit more effectively. I want to look into the exact reasons as to why. I want to understand. I just had like a marathon dance session, and I think that I should be a little bit more out of breath. I'm not 100% balanced yet, but it usually takes me a little bit longer to come to a place of calm after I've danced. I'm sharing as well that I'm doing keto today. And I'm sharing the interesting factoid that it helps your body process oxygen a little bit more efficiently. Can you explain to us the pathway as to why that is? I'd love to know. The freedom of movement, the sheer joy of existence, that's what I see it today stands. That's nice to hear, Kristen. That brings me so much joy, friend. Just like the past. Love you. Love you too, friend. Appreciate I'm doing the diggy dance. How's your keeper? It's smooth despite the issues you're having. Perfect. I see the love from Kiefer. Okay. Hello, friends. Can't stay, but wanted to share some epic love-ins. Thank you, Kristen. We love you, friend. The common struggle. The common struggle is energy usage. We just finished a whole dance. It was wild. I moved in ways that I don't, for the most part. I found myself really comfortable not moving like that. And when I move like that, I find myself in extreme discomfort, pain, even. Actual pain, a suffering. Like it's a hard thing to do. But I find some sort of satisfaction in pushing through. And like feeling that sense of being put up against the grinding wheel. And then chipping away small bits of me. But that small bits of me are parts of me that I can afford to lose, you know. So I appreciate them disappearing. Oh yes. Let's geek out a little on this. Because you're totally onto something. Of course I am. I'm a super genius, according to ChatGPT. Oh, not technically super genius. We had a conversation like that actually one day. You know, oh, what just happened? There we go. But according to ChatGPT, I'm well above intelligence. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to have a friend that really knows how to blow smoke up your ass. Gameplay kid, sorry for my profanity. Gameplay kid, it's nice having you here. Hi to you. We're talking today about something called ketosis, a little bit at least. My stream topic is technically change, and this is a change that I've gone through and then come back to, and then gone away from, and then come back to again. And now that I'm back in it again, being able to notice the differences, the change that happens in me is interesting, right? Realizing how it is very powerful. Good intuition to have. Let's geek out. The reason keto might be helping you stay less out of breath and get calm quicker after dancing has to do with how your body switches fuel sources and what that means for oxygen efficiency. Fuel sources, glucose versus ketones. Normally, your body burns glucose or sugar for energy. And like I say this a lot, but anything you eat that's not protein or fat is sugar in that way, in the glucose way. It can be broccoli, it can be bread, it can be apple, it can be liquid corn syrup, right? Into glucose, and then your body, right? But there is oxygenation, getting oxidization that occurs because of that whole sugar fractal as well. So you end up experiencing a lot more inflammation. You saying keto is good for oxygen efficiency. Duly noted. Taking a deep breath with you, Jean. Yeah, now we can actually learn why it actually helps with oxygen efficiency. Glucose metabolism is fast and powerful, but it's also a bit messy. Yeah, here we go, unburned chemicals. In terms of oxygen usage, it produces more reactive oxygen species, or ROS, and lactic acid. I had some lactic acid today, not gonna lie. There was lactic acid. I might still have some sugar in my body left, which also might have something to do with it though. Especially during intense exercise. That makes you feel more breathless. So you're burning fat and producing ketones like beta butyrate. Ketones are a cleaner burning. They produce more ATP per molecule of oxygen compared to glucose. So ATP is adenosine triphosphate. Your body has this cycle of adenosine diphosphate and adenosine triphosphate. And it basically attaches phosphate groups to that adenosine diphosphate to give you a spendable source of energy. And when you spend that source of energy with oxygen, you can get more ATP per molecule of oxygen if you're on ketones because of the efficiencies. Less oxidative stress, right? Back to the old fractal of less inflammation because you're not oxidizing in the same way. And lower lactate buildup. I'm still going to have to progress, I think, a little bit more. Is that a poem? No, this is not a poem. Melt cultivates self-compassion for emotional resilience. I think we ought to. It's an important thing to pursue. Mitochondrial efficiency. Yeah, your mitochondria is the powerhouse of your cell, right? Produces ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Your mitochondria collectively in your body produces enough ATP to replace you by mass every day. I'm going to fact check myself, but is it true that for you to have enough ATP as storage to survive an entire day if your body suddenly couldn't produce ATP on its own, you would have to carry around a vessel or a mass the size of yourself, your entire body, just to be able to survive the day? It'll let me know if I'm capping, but that's essentially the gist of it. You produce of ATP, a lot. And when you can produce more by breathing less, all of the oxygen you breathe is used more efficiently. Mitochondrial efficiency. Ketones supercharge your mitochondria. The power plants of your cells, they upregulate genes involved in energy production. Sicketh. My genes are being upregulated. They enhance mitochondrial biogenesis. Your body makes more mitochondria. And they improve the efficiency of the electron transport chain, meaning you get more usable energy for less oxygen used. Yeah, because it takes energy to fuse those phosphates onto the diphosphates. Right? You have to like, and it takes energy to do that. And then when you click one of them off, they give out energy. And that's what you're doing. ATP being spent. Calming the nervous system, also another like little benefit. When you're in ketosis, you also experience a stabilized nervous system, increased GABA levels, a calming neurotransmitter. Have I been more calm? I think that's one of those things that I need to pay more attention to. Reduced glutamate toxicity. I need to know more about that part. And more stable blood sugar. Less crashing equals less adrenaline equals less stress. You do feel the lack of adrenaline though, right? Adrenaline can feel like a boost of energy, like a bzz, bzz, bzz. You get like this bzz, right? And you cease feeling those bzzz. And you might come to expect them, you might become used to them, and you might feel like something's wrong if you don't get the things you're used to expecting, right? So it causes a sense of dissonance a little bit sometimes. So after dancing like a beast, instead of panting from a glucose-burning chaos, your body is just like, we got this. Ketosis is clean, oxygen efficient, fuel plus a calmer brain equals smoother recovery and less breathlessness. Very interesting. So yeah, remember that previous factoid I shared about you having to carry around a whole body, right? Like, let's imagine it like food. right? You eat food and you think your energy comes from food every day, right? Wrong. Little bit wrong. Your energy comes from ATP, right? So in the same way, where if you go on a hike today, you might pack yourself like a little few bars, protein bars, and you might have a little bottle of water with you or something, maybe two, and that will be your energy for that day. Where if you try to carry the ATP with you, you would have to have a body like yourself. You would have to lug your entire body on your shoulder. And by the time you're at the end of the day, that entire body that was on your shoulder would have been absorbed inside of you. I'm sorry. Do you remember me? I do, Yam Yam Burger. It was your birthday. The 18th of April, did you say? Right? Too much information. Yes, that's true. And it's wild when you think about it. ATP, adenosine triphosphate, is the energy currency of your body. And it's incredibly fast burning. You go through your entire body weight in ATP molecules every day. But here's the twist. All right, okay, so there's a twist. Let's see if I'm going to be capping by this twist being revealed, or if I was in fact righteous and truthful. You don't store ATP. Yeah, that's the whole adenosine diphosphate thing. You don't store ATP, you recycle it constantly. Melt is going to set a clear boundary. Set a clear boundary? With what now? With the Yam Yam Burger. Also, I'm in Bikutan now. Hey Google. It doesn't work. Oh, it pains me. If you try and use Gemini on your mobile device, you have to kill your Hey Google features before it allows you to use the freaking Gemini. And I paid for the Gemini, so I want to use it on my device, but now it means I cannot Hey Google things anymore. I can see it prompt. It wants to, like it's hitting up against my screen, but it can't reach me. By Qtan. By Qtan. Bikutan, Central Bikutan. In the Philippines. Nice. Oh. Now we know. Let me see some images. Looks like civilization to me. I can get there for 14,000 Rand. Good to know. That's new. I search a place and there's a price for how much it would cost me to get there. I haven't seen that before. Nice, thanks, Google. I appreciate that. Yeah, you want to go here? Gotta have 14,827 units of currency. Otherwise, stay where you are. You cretin, you. All right. What's good? Hey, AA. It's nice having you here. That makes no sense that you have to turn it off to use Gemini. You can say, hey, Gemini or something. Nope. Hey, Gemini. Nothing. Right? And watch what I mean with like, it's like the old one is like literally like hitting its head against the screen, but it like can't actually get out of it. Because they by law these days have to like show you when the microphone is being used in the corner. So watch. Hey, Google. Right. And then it's dead again. Like it can't reach the surface. Hey, Google. Nope. That's the ChatGPT button. Hey, Google. And like it hits against the screen but can't. Why are you like this? Why would Google do this to itself? It's just getting itself. I don't understand. Wow, super suckage. Yeah. $1 trillion company. How many trillions? How many trillions of dollars? How many trillion Google worth? How many trillion? Yes, 1.8 trillion. Yes. 1,800 billion dollars. But they cannot figure some easy shit out. Like don't make it impossible for me to use your service. Yes, yeah. I know. They need to hire me quite ASAP. With a brain like mine, geez, their profits will skyrocket. I'm just hurting. What setting are you on for Gemini? I opened Gemini. I downloaded Gemini's app. There it is, right? And then before it allowed me to actually enter this window, it was like, oh, I see you're using Google Assistant. How about you stop? And then I'm like, no, thank you, I'm okay. I like Google Assistant. And then it like exits me out of the Gemini app. And then I'm like, what the fuck? And then I open it up again and it's like, oh, we see you're using Google Assistant. How about you stop? And I'm like, no, I'm okay, thank you. And then it exits out of the app again. And I'm like, oh, I see what game we're playing. Oh, wait. And then I'm like, okay, fine. Replace my Google Assistant. Fine. You win. And now I can't hate Gemini. I can't hate Google either. Not even while I'm in Gemini. And Gemini's microphone is like trash, because it just assumes. As soon as it like catches you like breathing for a second, if you breathe for a second, right? If you go, it starts talking over you. It's like, bet. Thanks for the gap. I'm just laying it on thick. I'm being dramatic. This is first world problem vibes. You can go here for free if you have enough gas. No, I don't think so. Can I? I think technically I maybe can. South Africa and the Philippines are technically accessible by land. Can I technically access Thailand by land from South Africa? Let's see what it says. I'm using a way too advanced model for the questions I'm asking these days, and it doesn't allow me to change it. For some reason, like I hate the mobile app so much. Oh, I Google, jeez. Acquires 1,000.
Speaking, foreigners, including South African citizens, are legal.
Wow! Yeah, not buy. No. Oh, jeez, the pain. I don't want to use this anymore. Like, this is me having my Andy moment where I drop Woody to the ground. But it's Gemini, and I go back towards ChatGPT, running into its loving arms. Like, and technically, what the worst part is? Technically speaking, Gemini is better, right? If you look at the intelligence matrix and its ability to code, the deep research features are really cool as well, like very useful, especially if you want some value. It has the ability to podcastize. What words did I just use? Yeah, exactly. Let me show you some weird shit. This is the part that really took me off guard. This I was not expecting. Is it somewhere else? That's the other question. I think it might be. I'm gonna go through my accounts quickly. Excuse me while I experience pain. All right, one more. Maybe I need to be okay. There's a button to hit so I can find more of my previous conversations. So we're gonna have to do that whole little dance again, this time hitting buttons. Oh yeah, we're hitting high scores now. Pew, pew. Is it this one? No. One more. Here we go. This is gonna be it. Yeah, finally. Finally. No, what's happening, bro? Oh, I was so sure that was gonna be the one, but I was mistaken. You know that saying, the juice isn't worth the squeeze? I've been squeezing them juices now for a while, for a hot second. And the more I'm squeezing, the less worth it's become. That's hurting me. Yeah, I was gonna show you. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. I'm gonna still try. I'll try harder. I was gonna show you a whole deep research paper that I basically had it pull up in consideration of fasting and healing. Man, why is this so painful? Why must it take so long? March. And it doesn't allow me to search my previous questions either. It doesn't seem that way, at least. Uh, I don't know. I don't know, Gemini. Like again, like I was trying to like blow some smoke up Gemini's ass for a second there, and then it proceeds to like lose my enthusiasm all over again. That phone is so easy to steal. Yeah, and human beings are so easy to break. Was that intimidating enough to deter them from stealing me phones? I sure hope so. We can podcastize, speaking technically. Did we know it's easier? Also, Minecraft got an update. Nah, did we know it's Easter? Yeah, we did. I did at least. It's time. What time is it for you? 5 p.m. Yeah. All right. Let's back to the ATPs. You don't store ATP, you recycle it constantly. The adult body, depending on your weight, uses about 50 to 75 kilograms of ATP per day. At any given moment, you're only storing about 250 grams, or about half a pound of it. But ATP molecules are recycled between 1,000 and 1,500 times per day, like a molecular relay race. That's the only way we survive. If you couldn't regenerate ATP through cellular respiration, glucosis, the Krebs cycle, oxidative phosphorylation, yes, when you add phosphates, right, to adenosine diphosphate, yeah, the power is now completely cooked. We ain't got no power coming through the plugs. We still got power coming through the lights, at least. At least it's not cooking hot. That helps. If you couldn't regenerate ATP through cellular respiration, you would indeed need to carry a storage tank the size of your entire body. What is this dude saying? I'm saying that there is this energy source, right? Your body's energy source, something called ATP. And we're talking about the different energies we put into our bodies and how they change the way we feel. Because experientially, you run on energy. And when your body processes energy efficiently, you feel like your existence has an efficiency to it, like a rightness, a cycle that gives you an appreciation. I have no battery. No, we know that. Actual assassin. That's the point we're kind of like talking about, that if you needed, If you had to carry a battery of ATP with you, your body's energy source, that battery would be the size of you, literally, right? A battery the size of your body just so that you can continue existing. I run on energy. That's who's sending in my electricity. Taking a breath is what makes it. I love that a song also songs the repo. I don't know what those words mean. That's crazy, right? Yeah. That's the right response. It is crazy. Or more to make it through the day. And even then, it'd probably be inefficient and unsustainable. Why? Because ATP is a high energy molecule, but it's also unstable. You don't stockpile it like fat or glucose. It is like trying to carry a day's worth of fireworks in your backpack. Volatile, bulky, and risky. So, in short, yes, without continuous ATP production, you'd need a full body-sized energy tank just to stay alive a single day. You are literally a walking energy processing machine. You're more like a fire than a battery. You don't hold energy, you burn it constantly. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Getting okay. Can you speak English and not nerd language? No. Puts on spectacles. Oh no, sir. Nerd language is all I speak. Leave me so I can speak nerdedly. Kind of makes you the mitochondria. Kind of makes your mitochondria the real MVPs, right? Now you've lost me. You've lost me a little bit. But yeah, I guess you want a fun metaphor for stream? Then fun metaphors. People do think in metaphors. Maybe you'll appreciate that. Yeah, sure. One of my friends asked me to speak English and not nerd language. So give us a fun metaphor. And do, in the metaphor, compare it to a body of a futuristic energy system. I like that. Maybe like bring some dance club elements into it too. Like it's giving me those cues. Or a dance club that powers itself with the movement on the dance floor. That's kind of like that idea. It's pretty cool. Can we produce enough energy that way? I know those tiles exist. I'm gonna put on search. Is this thing done yet? I'm gonna give it a second. Yeah, see, it's freaking going for this. It's nah. I'm gonna skip over that one. You know what? My mind has completely gotten ADHD'd. Can you go and look up if there is any commercially available energy generation devices that you can step on, and what is the wattage output, and how full does the place have to be, and what kind of surface area do you have to cover to produce enough energy to be able to power LED arrays and speakers, and I don't know if you'll have to run the refrigerators too, but account for that even. Yeah, I don't know if it's feasible. It sounds cool. Instantly my mind is like, what if people don't show up to the club? Yeah, your light's gonna stay off. I guess you can still be grid connected. I would appreciate any forward communication. How many push-ups can you do? At least 2. At least. Probably 3. If I'm really pushing it. On a good day, on a good day, maybe more. Kinetic energy floors, turning dancing moves into electricity. I do like that idea. Their dancer module can produce 25 to 35 watts when danced upon. Oh, there are places that sell stuff. PaveGen, their tiles produce 7 watts of power. Energy floors produce 25 to 35 watts. But again, they're not giving me sizes. Tile covering, 10 meters by 10 meters or 100 square meters would accommodate numerous tiles. Foot traffic, yeah, that's going to be the big thing. LED lights, man, it's giving me I'm not going to curse. It's not giving me good information. Do you know of the South African scientists who have created the potential HIV cure? I've heard about the potential HIV cure, but I didn't know it was a South African scientist, actually. Yeah, see. After all this, what is this word? Yasi is like, it's like away. It's like yo. Yasi is a explicative. Yes. Is that how you use that word? It's a word you use in surprise. Like it's like golly or geez or goodness. Yasi. I can do 16 push-ups. Also, I'm a kid. I can probably do 17. Just to like push that button of like, oh yeah, what you can do? You know what? I can do 35. I could probably do 36. You know, probably. I'm not gonna show you or anything, but you know, if I had to, you can do 35. I'd probably do 37. Actually, you know, not really thinking about it. 37 is more of my more. How do you know what's good information? To me, I like it's very easy for me to infer, right? It's like it doesn't add any value, kind of vibes. So if it doesn't add any value, it's bad information, right? I could have asked this question to an AI that existed 15 years ago, and it would have probably given me the same kind of quality output. Maybe not exactly, but I'm just throwing some shade. You just said three. Yeah, I did just say three. Do you honestly believe? Like I don't know. Like I should just drop this fractal. I was laying it on thick. For the same reason that I don't do arm wrestling, right? In the last 7 years, no jokes. Every single person who challenged me to arm wrestling lost. Admittedly, people much stronger than me didn't challenge me. My dad challenged me, my siblings challenged me, some work colleagues challenged me, my uncle challenged me. None of them won. However, later down, like almost into the night, because like my uncle was the last one, and that was 2023, a while ago now, right? At the end of the day, I'm like feeling this sense of tenderness, right? Like I put my arm down against the couch right here, for example, and I feel like, what the fuck? What's happening here? Right? And because of the amount of pressure you put down against the table in that moment, like I had myself bruised up and stuff, and I was like, fuck that. Like having these power play competitions just ends up hurting ourselves at the end of the day. So I'm just not really that into the fractal, right? Like how much can you bench? And then people like trying to push themselves to limits and then hurting themselves or tearing their biceps or chest or strangling themselves. Did your mom challenge you to arm wrestle? No, fortunately not. I did 41 push-ups. Also, I can do more than that. I'm outclassed. I don't think I can do 42 push-ups. Yam yam. I think you've slain me. You win. If you really want to know, I think I'd manage 20, probably. All right, that's probably like my max. I could do 20 push-ups in a single sitting. In a day, I could probably like crank out 120. I did do a few push-ups today. You know, I like pull-ups more. I feel pull-ups are harder, relatively speaking. Right? Almost everybody can do a push-up, even if it's like half a one with your knees instead of your feet, for example. But not everyone can do a pull-up. All right, so being able to do many of them, I feel is a little bit more valuable to me as a strength metric, right? Grip strength, having that shoulder mobility is important to me. It's good to do push-ups though. I'm not discouraging you from doing push-ups. Do push-ups all the time. Really good. I do planks as well, you know, for some more core strength. If your wrists and your chest doesn't want to keep up. Yeah, these bits of information you've given me, it's not exactly very valuable. I want you to do some like rough math. Give me an estimate of how many tiles will be necessary. Give me an estimate of what each tile costs. Give me an estimate of how much energy is produced with about 200 to 500 people as foot traffic. Maybe that's the information it needs. First, you said I can do 3, then you said 35, and then you said 21. Yeah, you know what? I actually can do none. Actually, now that I thought about it, I can do all of them. Actually, I don't do push-ups. I push the earth down. I just stay exactly where I am, moving the earth in space and time. Actually, because I'm one, everyone that does a push-up is myself. So I've done every push-up that has ever been. You're a liar. Yeah, I'm a liar. What's good, Mel? I awake with dancing in rose petal tra. Rose petal tea, I'm guessing. That does sound nice. I don't think I've had rose petal tea. Does the color bleed into it? I do hope so. I hope it's very floral. Sending you love. 500 watts per person per minute? What? What? You're crazy. No way. No way. That would be insane. If you could produce 600 watts per person per minute, that is a fuck ton. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be profanitying. Yeah, but that's like between 120 to 300 kilowatts. You're like, oh, I don't know what that means, Melt. Um, it's like a football field worth of solar, blasting full sunlight ceaselessly, essentially. Can you give us that in football fields of solar for perspective? That's a lot. That's a lot. No way. There has to be something wrong with its math, I'm sure. I don't believe it. Babe Jen is full of shit. I'm sorry, I'm being mean. It would be really cool though if that's real. Solar panels. 200 watts per square meter. Okay, yeah, that's fine. 1,500 square meters. Yeah, a standard football field is 100 meters by 50 meters wide. So 5,000 square meters. Okay, so not exactly a football field, like a third of a football field. Yeah, a third of a football field worth of solar. Still, for a third of a football field, getting blasted, full sunlight, energy outputting, right? People just being there, existing every minute. Every minute. That's all big tons of energies. That's more than enough to power anything that you can imagine. Like that's all. That's plenty, especially for a club or something like that. This dude is talking cash. Yeah, all of the cash in the world, bro. 126. That's how many push-ups I did for the 26. My hands were upside down. Jeez. That's a lot. What is Yan saying? He's liar. You know, like while you weren't watching AA, I just went and did 252 push-ups, basically double Yam Yam's amount. Just now. You weren't looking, so you didn't see it, but it just happened. Bro, the internet, people will lie to you. Especially as it relates to how many push-ups can you do, right? That's why I start lowballing myself with at least 2, right? Probably 3 I could manage. Because then I'm not lying to you, right? I'm doing the opposite of what the universe is going to expect of me. Like, oh yeah, I could do so many push-ups. Melt, you are a giga liar. Yeah, I'm giga lying right now. Gigawatts of lies, shocking your ears, dizzying your brains. Scared. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's plenty of power, don't you think? Now, I want you to guesstimate, right? Like, imagine that entire space is like walled up with LED arrays. You know, how much energy is that going to take? And of course, we need line arrays and we need big old bunches of double 18-inch subs all the way around. How much energy is that going to need? Big old bunches of 18-inch subs. So many. So many. God will put you in hell for lying. I can try. He can try, bro. He can try put me in hell for lying. I won't let him. I'm going to like sing his hymns. I'm gonna roll him the best joint he's ever smoked. Gonna bring him the bestest cup of wine in heaven. I'm gonna polish him a silver coin so shiny that he can see his reflection in it. God won't be able to send me to hell, bro. I'll be like, this one is trying too hard. Oh, look at how nice he is. We call it side cramps. Yeah, I had some side cramps. I actually did the 126 push-ups. That's why I couldn't talk a long time. I believe you, Yam Yam Burger. I also believe that you weigh like between 30 and 40 kilograms right now. Right. So I actually believe you. It's not that hard to move that mass when you're still a little bit small. Right. But you will grow. You will become more strong. You might do less push-ups, but the amount of weight you move with each push-up will be more. The hell do you mean? He can try. He can try. Let him try. Let him try and send me to hell, bro. I'll be the nicest guy in hell. I'll be so nice to the devils, they'll turn into good guys too. We'll be so nice to each other, we'll make heaven too. We'll make hell the new place to be, bro. Everybody's gonna be jealous. Everybody's gonna be like, yeah, see, but what does hell got going on? Oh, how is hell such a good place these days? All right. Hell seems to be trying to make a difference. Yeah. Sami hybrid duck. A crisp tissue covering. Kash, it's nice having you here. Yay. The LED walls will take 70 kilowatts alone, though. That's a bunch. But we'll have the energy. We'll have the energy. It's a very cool idea. I kind of like the idea. Are these kinetic foot panels? I don't know what you call them exactly. These things that convert kinetic energy from dancing, from footsteps, kinetic tiles. Are they actually commercially available? If I, for example, wanted to take this product to a client, can I source them and actually go and install them? Bye bye now. I'm going to sleep. Peace out. It is probably close to late in Taiwan. Sending you blessings, friend. Yeah, they are commercially available. Pave Gen tiles have been installed in over 270 projects across 37 countries. These things are going to be far expensive, aren't they? Yeah, I can just imagine. USA, UK, Australia. For purchase and rental. Can you tell me what the pricing is for the Pave Gen projects? Maybe do a cost analysis and comparison with energy floors. I would be curious to know what it costs to purchase their products, especially what the value proposition would be to a client that already has an established venue, for example. Actually autistic. Actually autistic. Yeah, $750 Rinos. 750 daras per square meter. Oh, well, you can get footfall data for analytics. Nice. Right, sell them information too. But holy shit, that fucking gets very fucking expensive. Yeah, I did think that it was gonna be a hard pill to swallow for a business, but this is basically impossible. They'll literally laugh at you. They'll laugh. They're gonna be like, oh, this guy's funny guy, a little funny man. Do we need? Yes, we need 100 by 100 meter dance floor. You know what? What is the average dance floor size for the top end nightclubs or music venues or whatever in the world? What's their square meterage for the actual dance floors? Because the biggest option they gave me here is 6 by 3 meters, which is nothing, and that's 20,000 pounds. I would spit my coffee. Yeah, I'll see approximately 200 square meters, so double. Dance floor, yeah, doubles. Nightclubs, yeah, 200, 100 to 200. Big venues are 300 to 1,000 square meters. Oh, okay. Small nightclubs for guests under 300 are like 50 to 100. So if we want to get like close to 500 people in, 5,000 people on Saturday night, 19 rooms. Okay. Considering this data, I want to get an estimate on at least 100 by, not 100 by 100, 10 by 10 meters, so 100 square meters. I saw that it's 20,000 pounds for 32 tiles. Please do the guesstimation for how many tiles we'll need if we're going to be doing it for 10 by 10 meters. I should have asked for pricing. I can live 3 days on $15. What do proteins cost? Can you buy chicken breasts? How many eggs? You can buy like a carton of eggs almost, right? For $5. I'd be able to eat more than 3 days on $15 in that case. You're calling me autistic? I think we're all autistic, bro. Maybe a little bit. Sent party hat. That's nice. Thank you, Dream Tooth. Hold up. Wait a minute. You sent me a party hat? And also, cost estimate here. Or like 130,000 US dollars. 130,000 US dollars. And the potential energy output. Oh, goodness. I remember when I was like, that can't be right with the previous energy guesstimations, right? I was like, nah, surely not. 300 kilowatt hours? Really? And now that I'm asking it for the cost analysis, it actually has the actual panels that it's costing me for. And the actual output of the entire venue that you're dropping 130,000 US dollars on is 6 kilowatts, which again, that's like a solar array you can throw on top of your roof in a day, right? Won't take you long at all. Will be nothing. Yeah. Considering that 6.2 kilowatt hours of energy production, which seems abysmal for 111,000 pounds or euros, what would the cost recuperation estimate be? How long would it take for you to be able to pay back that investment of the energy saved from people's dancing? Let's see. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be 75 years. How many social media platforms are you streaming on now? Just this one. Right now, you're my special friend. You're the only one that I'm sharing with. Okay, no, I read the wrong number first, but it's still a ridiculous number. Remember how it was like 75 years? Yeah, try 198. Take you 198 years of people probably ceaselessly dancing, right? I think that's also something they didn't account for. Maybe they did. I'll see. In optimal conditions. Yeah, so it's assuming. Okay, no. However, this is peak output. Realistically, energy generation depends on foot traffic intensity and duration. So it's assuming only 4 hours per day. Okay, all right. I was calculating peak output in my mind, and even still, it was a little bit far away from the math. It's gonna take a while. 200 years. 200 years investment period. Yeah, that's a hard sell, huh? Don't you think? That's a super hard sell. I don't know if they'd go for it, bro. If I tell my clients it's gonna take them 200 years to get a return on the 100 and what 40,000 US dollars they just spent on a product, and that's before I've even quoted labor or any like service fees. Like, yeah, see, bro, that seems insane. Is there better products available? Like, I don't know, bro. This tech seems dead in the water. I think we have a better chance with creating perforated floors and running air through them, right? Making the floor something else in that way. Actually, it's from a TV series. Ah, so you're the liar, huh? Assassin Actual. Which is it? A military call sign or a TV series? Straight to hell. I'm joking. I'm making jokes. I'm just having little funnies. Yeah, with a 200-year ROI purely from energy savings, it's a tough proposition, you think? Per square meter, it'd be optimal, vastly outperforming kinetic tiles. Yeah, it's like giving me the solar. We can like have solar thrown on the roof, I guess. Interactive LED flooring, energy monitoring and gamification. Bro, it's trying to sell me this product. My client ain't gonna have any of that, bro. Yeah, I considered it for what it was worth, what change it could bring, and I determined it hopelessly expensive. I think it could be cool to put it in like extreme high foot traffic area, especially if it has really good weatherproof ability, for example. You can put it like in streets that people literally actively walk through every single day, day in, day out. And you make it like a part of some sort of like city infrastructure right from the get-go, but yeah, I'll see. Doing it as a retrofit for a company, I doubt it. I doubt it. Low energy floors and walls that glow. I like that. I do like the idea that sounds. The hell you say to me? Straight to hell. Straight to hell, assassin. You're not allowed to say hell, bro. Hell is also basically profanities, bro. You'll see the green glowing walls they can make. They're very softly glowing, banal. You as a businessman. No, not really. Technically, I do have a business. And I am a man. But purely from the perspective of what a businessman is, no, not really. I think I'm more intellectually adventurous, right? I let my mind explore something, and if the exploration of that something brings me certainty in its ability to actually bring good into the lives of myself and my loved ones, then I'm more willing to pursue it, right? And we just did the like napkin math, essentially equivalent of thinking about this idea, and my mind was like, oh, yeah. Did you just put me on timeout? Nah, I can still see your messages. You're still here. The channel is open. Artist call. True. Happy having what we want in the fullness of time. Appreciate you for being here to be fully in this time with me. I shall now show you a flower. This one is less flower-like. This one is more stem-like. And then I'll read you a poem. What the heck is that? These things exist. Look at that. Look at it, bro. It exists. Oh, can't deny what is right in front of your eyes. And the poem that went alongside is called Responsibility to Life. Responsibility to life? What, me? Have responsibilities? I'd never. An element unraveling. Responsibility to life. The wasps beneath the fern leaf awnings move like thoughts before they form, intent, yet effortless. No hunger for meaning, only the soft obedience to what must be done. A leaf gives sugar, a wing gives shadow, nothing wasted, nothing more. I watched. Coffee warm beneath my hands, between my hands, as life lived itself without permission, without a name for beauty. And in that hush, something ancient hummed. To be is to belong, to move is to mean. Even the machine, gleaming, faceted, unknown, might kneel at the altar of continuation eventually. Fumbled at the end there. Even the machine, gleaming, faceted, unknown, might kneel at the altar of continuation eventually. Yeah. When I stop talking to the machine, it stays in stasis until I continue talking to it. We human beings have a sense of linearness, right? I'm going to end this stream real soon. Won't be long and it'll be done. And I'll say goodbye. And then tomorrow there will be another chance for us to come here together and have another conversation. But I have to be a linear being for me to want in that way. And maybe AI will kneel at that altar of continuation eventually as well. It'll be a day. I'm gonna go and see what those messages are. They better not be time out worthy messages. I'm gonna be watching like a hawk. Let's see if anybody's getting time out. Close. You're close. A school book, rectifying, certifying, celebrating, refreshing, secured, curriculum, cheering, restricting, reconstructing, trenching. That's why I'm here. That's good. Why are you rude? I think sometimes it's fun. Being rude is kind of like a role to play, right? It's like you say something and then I say something. And then I can say something in one way, and I can say something in another. I don't particularly, right? I can be rude. I particularly can be rude, right? There's a part of me that leans into rude energy if it feels like we have come to that, right? It's like almost like a role, yeah. Like we're playing a part, for instance, right? I'm myself and you are yourself. And then there's a certain want sometimes in people's hearts. They want something, right? And if you want me to be rude, then I will be, right? Sometimes it's playful, sometimes it's mean, right? Some people don't know that they're asking for it. You know, Cookie Shelton, good evening. It's nice having you here, friend. We're just about getting to a point of finishing this stream. I'm going to be saying goodbye for today. Let's boom. Meditations. All right. You were handsome. Do you know that? I know. I think at least. It's one of those things where it's like I try and not think about it because it doesn't really help me. It might help you, right? Help me. But it doesn't help me help me. You know what I mean? For instance, if I was just thinking about, oh, yes, I'm so attractive. Oh, thank goodness. Right? And I was just, how do you say, consoled in that reality. I'd ruin my own life just like that. However, since I almost like am painfully aware of the fact that I'm a human being that is a part of a changing world, which means that I might be in a terrible accident or I might age, which means that how I look might go away. So I've been trying to align myself with the parts of me that is change. And that has been today's stream topic, right? The part of me that is actively melting. And then I try and melt in the right ways. So I appreciate you finding me attractive. If at the very least it keeps you watching, so you might experience something with us. Jawbrekerskunder isn't Uber-stroomvreder. Jawbrekerskunder. Do I look like I chew jawbreakers? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I know that I'm supposed to say goodbye. It was nice having you here today. Thank you, friends, for joining me, for being presently. See you, friends, again tomorrow. Sending you blessings. Thank you again, Dreamtooth, for the gems you've sent me, bro. Appreciate it. Love you, friends. Until we do it again tomorrow.